What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Sailor Turn Gamer, and we are back in the building coming at you with another Anthem video. So far, the end game in Anthem is free play, legendary contracts, and strongholds. There are so many possibilities when it comes to free play. It could become an oasis of content that any freelancer would love to dive into. Bastion is a beautiful location, but right now it feels incredibly empty with no life of its own. I want to change that, and so we're going to talk about the state of free play and how it can be better. If you guys have anything you would like to see in free play, I would love to hear it, so put it in the comment section and I'll be hanging out there. Stay here and you'll be officially up to date on the latest in Anthem, ranging from patch notes, news and updates, community Q&A roundups, educational videos, and much more. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to give it a like and a share, and join the fleet by hitting that sub button. Now enough about that, let's get into the talk. Nested between the Sundrick Sea and the mountains, Northern Bastion is a plethora of Shaper constructs and historical Legion of Dawn architecture, including the Fortress of Dawn. The population of this area has depleted greatly since the tragic destruction of Freemark and the subsequent mass exodus of the Arcanist settlements of Shadowmark. Fort Tarsis, the halfway point between Anthem and the cities of Freemark and Helios respectively, is the only settlement that remains in the area. And with all this information, apart from enemies that exist, the world just feels barren. Free play is the game where we have to explore all of Bastion, and yet I never really want to be there. What makes an open world great? Well, ideally, you have to have an experience where you have things in mind that you want to do, but at the same time you're often sidetracked by random events and cool locations. Well, Anthem has both of these things. They're just not currently being utilized properly. Cool locations? Check. Random events? Check. We have world events, but to make those better, we need to be able to see them at all times anywhere on the map. Even though the map's a little clunky, we still need to be able to see them. And the game gives contracts like candy. Another idea is to allow us to accept and complete contracts within the actual free play mode. I understand, Bioware may need to take some time in order to be able to make this change possible, but I believe if they do, that's worth our whiles. How we'll be able to accept these contracts? Well, this is where I have another idea. Outposts. Outposts are where you can check in, unload your loot into your vault, access the forge, and accept contracts on the board. The outposts are practically already in the game. They just require some more work to prepare them for a maximum of 4 players inside the outpost per session. The outposts I'm referring to would be the Striders. This will be a great opportunity to use the Striders as the base of operations they are intended to be. They are also scattered throughout the map. We could maybe have something like 4 Striders on various parts of the map that can be used as fast travel locations as well. Having the Strider could give us access to inventory management while in the wild and allow players to spend more time in free play. Face it, having to go back to Tarsis when you don't want to is just lame, especially when you're having fun. I have some strong opinions on the change I would like to see happen to the fort, but I'll save that for a little bit later in the video. Right now we need to talk about world bosses. We need more world bosses. And to go with that, every Lancer in the session needs to be able to know when that boss arrives and to be able to continue pushing that narrative of teamwork. This would be an awesome change. Having more world bosses besides Titans could be a great opportunity to add to the variety of wildlife that most of the player base loves. Ursics, they're great. Titans, they're real cool. But what about giant grabbits? I mean, we all need to fight a giant grabbit. Or what about those actual rhino things that you can see around free play? That they're not really a threat, but I would love it if there was like a huge, like a bigger version that actually became a threat, so that way we could actually feel the fight, maybe give them mechanics to ground us in that instance, or just something like that. That would be something that's pretty cool. And the great thing about that, grabbits, they're already in the game. Just give them some attack patterns and that would be pretty cool. Rhinos, those things are already in the game as well. I think it's very possible. And what about those annoying things that like to knock you out of the sky? Maybe make a giant version of those. Hey, that would be cool as well. And those are already in the game. Again, free play needs to be a place where we never want to leave. It just needs to be a place where we just want to experience everything. Everything in this game shares one map visually. So knowing that, I don't see why we can't queue into strongholds. We need to be able to queue into strongholds from free play by accessing our map, or at least being able to travel to the doors and being able to talk to a cipher NPC or maybe a stronghold board and queue up a stronghold. The free play session should basically be a 4-person team, so whenever I hop into Bastion, I can use push to talk when I'm flying around the areas, or maybe when I'm queuing up for those strongholds, it should allow me to say, hey, do I want to queue up solo, or do I want to send out a queue to the people that I'm in the party with in the free play sessions to say, hey, do you guys want to do a stronghold? I think that would be a real cool change, and that would really open up socialism and the whole teamwork environment and aspect of the game. I understand that BioWare really, really wants Fort Tarsis to be a solo experience, but hey, let's just get this out of the way. I don't think any player really wants to just hang out in Fort Tarsis. I mean, the place just feels empty in my opinion. And honestly, it feels a little bit detached from the game. In the beginning of the game, we did choose character models, and transforming Tarsis into a Destiny Tower-like location would not only bring life to the fort, but socialism as well. Say goodbye to the unnecessary and tacked-on loading dock, get rid of the first person, and show us our freelancer. Also, add a player limit to the fort. Maybe another limit of 4 to keep the team aspect thing going on, and if they want to get a little crazy, be like a maximum of 12 to show more liveliness within the faction of freelancers, so that way you see a lot of us in third person running around the fort. It'll just be a better experience. Look, I know what some of you guys are probably thinking. Hey, this guy just wants another Destiny clone. He just wants another Destiny tower. He wants us to have our own little ships. He wants us to fly around and blah, 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 Destiny this, Destiny that, blah, 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 blah. No, look, that's not what it is. I just want a better experience. I just want this game to live up to the potential that it has. This is a great, great, great game, and I just want to stay here and continue to give my opinion on ideas and aspects to improve the game. And I think that'll be something that can really, really push that socialism that this game is supposed to be all about. Not that loading dock thing that's, I don't know what the loading dock is supposed to be. I want BioWare to focus on the end game and bring the world of Bastion together. I want my choices when I log in to be, boom, the fort. And then at that point, I want to hit up the open world. And then I want to stay in free play as long as I want. And if I want to run a stronghold, I want to be able to, boom, pop up on my map, go to that stronghold on the map, set up a queue. Or boom, I want to be able to fly around Bastion and be like, whoa, I'm close to the Heart of Rage. Boom, oh wow, there's a little cipher, a little tent right there. There's a little cipher NPC. I want to be able to talk to that cipher NPC and be like, hey man, can I queue up a stronghold? I'll do it solo. Or hey man, can I queue up a stronghold? I want to do it with my squad. And then it sends out a little ping to the rest of the people that's in that free play session. And they're like, hey, do you want to do this? Yes, yes, no. No, no, yes, whatever. And then it all queues up. And then we get that Heart of Rage going, or we get whatever strongholds out going. I think that'll be a really cool experience if you're staying in free play, accessing your contracts, possibly legendary contracts, and just making it one free world. The very last thing that I want to talk about real quick is the Fortress of Dawn. This place is supposed to be special. It's supposed to be legendary, really. And yet, it's as shallow and empty as the rest of free play. There needs to be a horde mode type game there. I would love to see something like that there. I would even be okay with that part in the story. Spoiler alert for anybody that hasn't got there yet. But there's a part in the story where you actually experience a horde mode that's set up from the past. It's really, really cool. And I think the perfect time to introduce something like that would be the Cataclysms. This will give BioWare plenty of time to be able to create something like this. And I think it will give the players in the session a place to converge besides Worlds events and contracts to face down something that is just different, maybe more deadly, and just fun. I mean, take a second and just imagine this with me. Imagine going through rounds and periodically receiving loot from chests. Maybe like round 5, there's like a mini boss. Around 10, there's like a bigger mini boss. Around 15, there's like another mini boss. You know, so on and so forth. There could even be like Elysian caches added to the mix if they want to do something like that. Let's say you got these mini bosses, and at the end of each little mini boss from the 5, 10, 15 rounds, you can get a chest, or you can get droppables from the mini boss, right? And then let's say if you make it to 20, you get a key, or maybe you get a cache, maybe you get a whole cache. Wouldn't that be cool? If you'd be like, whoa, I got an Elysian cache. And in our previous video, we talked about the Elysian cache system and some things that I wanted to see from that. And we talked about maybe possibly having different variety of Elysian caches. So in that situation, you could have like a Legion of Dawn Elysian cache. That will be really, really cool. And maybe if you even wanted to start the game mode, imagine you would have to get an Elysian cache key to get into the Legion of Dawn game mode. Complete the Legion of Dawn game mode. That's a horde mode. Get to round 20. Complete the boss. Use your key that you used to get into it to access your reward. And then imagine there being, I don't know, 100 items in that chest that's possible to get, ranging from vanity items to drops. It would be a really, really cool experience. Not only would you be grinding, you'll be getting better gear depending on the tier that you're in, but you'll be getting like awesome stuff from the cache. And I just think it'll be a really, really dope idea. Anyway, guys, with that being said, let me know what you guys think about everything we talked about in the video. I'm very, very interested to know your thoughts. Like I said, guys, I'll be hanging out there. And anybody that made it this far in the video, I just want to say thank you. And just continue to stay here for all things Anthem. I'm going to do my best to cover everything about the game. And if you enjoyed the video, please be sure to give it a like and a share. And join the fleet by hitting that sub button. Joining the fleet, not only does it help us grow, but it gives more people an opportunity to get just a chance to know what we do here at Sailor Turn Gamer. I'm going to have a lot of Anthem-related content coming out, and I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. Until then, guys, this Sailor will be out in the open ocean. Peace.